Hey, so I just did a variant of kind of 13 monkeys take on America. I love the new this up here is neat. Anyway, this is a ladder TvP against I suppose everything's Masters League now that both of my accounts are Masters League, but you know, Masters League dude. Um I was kind of, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I didn't get gas. And then I got double gas, and I got a bunker, because when you don't know what to do, you should always get a bunker, just in case you lose. And this dude went for proxy pylon 4-gate, right? But then he scouted my bunker, and he was like, I don't know, 4-gate doesn't really work against a high ground bunker, so he just didn't use the 4-gate. So he cut workers at 25 and did the 4-gate and saw that I was going defensive and decided, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do the 4-gate. Instead, I will go for a Nexus. A Nexus, he says. And I went for just Mass Marauder after 6 Marines. 6 Marines is enough to hold off 1 Void Ray, and at 7 minutes, the most you can have is 1. At 8 minutes, you can have 2. So the way I see it, my starport finishes at 7 minutes. If I've seen Void Rays by then, I can hold them off with 6 Marines and then get a Viking. So just Mass Marauder with a couple more Marines coming out just in case. Stim takes forever nowadays, ridiculous. So you notice I'm one basing, I'm not planning to expand, and yet I already have 30 workers and I'm continuing to build workers. Now I know I have 30 workers because at 8 minutes I'm always going to have 30 workers because I've never cut workers for any reason. But I'm going past 30 workers on purpose because I like to use SCVs as military units. So after those first 30 that you use for mining, every SCV you make is a little military unit. And you've seen in many examples before why this SCV nonsense is good for military purposes, but I wanted to show that he didn't see. I knew that he had this pylon because I scouted everywhere with this Hellion. And I even killed a probe. Woo! But I snuck my dudes around so he didn't see them. Now anyway, I've kind of zoomed past this whole game. But it's 10 minutes, and we all know the 10-minute benchmark of 4K being the most you can possibly spend off one base. And my spending is 2,800 plus 300 of upgrades, 100 of bunker. I can't believe I left guys in my bunker. Oh, it's because I didn't want to kill this pylon to give away my attack, so I needed to keep guys back just in case he came and countered. Because I went past 28 workers, I have 10 extra workers, and that's $500. So 500 plus 500 is an extra 1,000 on top of my 2,800. So my total spending is $200 or $100 under 4K. It's 3,900. So I've got a 3,900 army size against his 2K plus two cannons, and because I know these benchmarks, I know that it's not possible to have a bigger army than this army is right now. But the synergy between lots of medevacs, some high armor, high health marauders, and SCVs that auto repair themselves is so awesome. Because I mean, at first a couple of SCVs die, no big deal. But now the SCVs are all repairing themselves while being healed by the medevacs. So a lot of his units are back here firing at these 2 SCVs, and they're not dying. Like, my SCVs are the best tanking unit in the freaking world. So, if you look at units lost, other than this 450 that I lost in the initial push, I'm like not losing anything, because he still has a decent army size. He's hallucinated an immortal. He's, kind of fallen back and hitting and all this kind of stuff. And I've lost another 2 SCVs. I'm not losing anything. It's just crazy. So Medevac SCV Marauder is just a crazy good combo. And obviously you got to hit early enough so that he doesn't have Colossus or Psystorm. But even Psystorm isn't that great because you can just fall back and auto repair yourself back to full. So mostly you're only afraid of what do they call it? Colossus. And if you hit by 10 minutes like I did, then he's not going to have Colossus. So look at this, 4,400 units killed, 650 lost. It's pretty crazy. Pew pew pew. Now, this only really kind of worked. I shouldn't say it only worked, but one of the main reasons it worked was because he took this expo. Anytime a Protoss doesn't take his Expo and is one basing, he can just keep force fielding right here, and then your only option is to try to elevate her. But if he's up on the high ground playing defensively with his army, you can't really elevate her up very easily. So this attack would have probably been pretty easy for him to hold off if he had not taken his Expo, because I don't have an Expo. But as soon as he got his Expo, now he can't really force field. Like you saw during the battle, he had to throw down like 700 force fields just to cut my army in half. Come on, 10-minute battle. So this area, like, I have a giant amount of space to attack through. So even with all these force fields, the majority of my armies was still fighting until I killed off this little group of dudes here. And it's just really, it's a lot easier to force field a choke than it is to try to use force fields to fight out in the open. This is something that me and Nick used to practice, like spar against each other in TvP back when he was Protoss and I was Terran. And he would always win if we fought in a choke and always lose if we fought out in midfield. Midfield is where Terran lives, especially once you have Medivacs and Stim. Combined Medivacs and Stim is the end of the world. Anyway, you know, just wanted to show this neat thing. I don't know that you shouldn't consider this a build. I did it because I didn't really know what to do. It's not a set build. It's just a general theme that SCVs and Medivacs combined are unbeatable. Pew!